de los latinos, la gente de morena. Hay mucho racismo, mucha desigualdad.
Okay, he said that the police police conduct in general, they treat with a lot more respect those people that have some type of demeanor in the faces that look like professionals, or that look like they are well learned, or that they live in a different area of the city, and that they treat us with bias.
Yeah.
Right.
I know that to be true.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Okay, he said that's it.
Okay.
What do we want Mayor Spano to do about it, right? Because we've listed all these issues. We say that he knows. We want to know if he cares.
Right.
So when people were speaking, right, they gave some recommendations. So what was something that someone said that the mayor could do around education?
We gotta spend more money. I mean, training teachers better to deal with these kids. Cause I know a lot of black and brown kids that go to school in Yonkers. In my opinion, I don't think they're being taught like they should. I think the teachers are just giving them social promotions instead of really teaching them. They'll just pass them because they know the ABCs. Really sit down with these kids and teach them, but they're not teaching them. They're just passing them.
That's true.
Right.
Passing them.
High school.
That's what I.
Graduated.
So Matt, what did you say what the mayor could, what he could help the mayor do in order to work on this?
Well, we want to start pretty much an educational coalition. We're going to get a bunch of people together to help fundraise to get more money for our schools. And we want the mayor to get on top of this. So we're going to fight with him if we have to, and we're going to fight with the community, and we're going to fight with the city, and even the federal government if we have to, because we're CVH and we're CVH power. We're going to do that. All right, we're going to get together, we're going to get more money for funding for schools, so there's educational training for teachers, not alone just students. All right, we want better law enforcement in schools to keep the racism down, to keep the fights down. There shouldn't be any of that for our students. They need to learn in a safe environment.
As far as keeping the racism down, I mean,
It's going to happen.
It's kind of difficult. I'm not even going to touch that. I'm just going to say.
Right. I mean, it's a sensitive subject.
Yeah, but as far as just for
I mean, hey, this is your voice. You can use it.
I'll pass it on.
Okay. Does anyone else have any more ideas about what we
You're not
can
gonna racism down.
do? No.
That's gonna be.
It's always going to be there. That's right.
You can minimize it a little bit,
Right.
but they're gonna do it anyway.
Well,
They're gonna be
it-
sneaking.
it's hard to
Right
fight.
now, it's gonna be on the sneak, on the down low and all this other stuff.
Right, it'll be
It's
behind people's
not-
backs,
It's
but-
not like that now, but like before, it was just out there. They were,
Right, people
they
were
would call
using
you all kinds of
slang
names and all this
and
other
all
other
that,
stuff.
right.
Now, it's not so much now. It's just like on a little sneaky stuff.
Coming back though. It's coming back.
But it's always gonna be.
So that's one of the
Right.
things that we would want that committee to look at, right?
Right.
So if we get the educational committee and say, look, Mayor Spano, there's some serious stuff that's impacting low-income communities and communities of color, and this community needs special attention. One of them has to do with funding. Another piece of it has to do with racial disparity, right? How people are
Right.
treated based on skin color, income, ethnicity, correct?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Y'all are really quiet today, seriously?
Yeah.
So right? Like that's what we want to do, right? So that's something we want to work with the mayor on to get. And
Yes.
we're looking at funding, right? When he goes up to Albany, he's going up with some folks. When we go to Albany, we're going with our folks. Why don't we all go together and ask for educational funding?
Yes.
That makes sense,
We're all
right?
one big happy family in Yonkers.
Right.
Let's skip on up to Albany,
Yes.
right? So what about, you have a question or you have a comment?
You want to come and finish it, go ahead.
Okay, I was going on to another issue. Go for it.
Okay, I have to say something to you that it's really easy to observe. If you really want to look at it, you'll find it.
Right.
For example, when they have the budget meetings
Mhm.
and they say that they don't have money for the police department, or the police did, the police
Oh,
did
we
that,
never-
that the fire department did, the fire
Right.
department
We
did that.
know it's a
They
lot.
always find a way to make it happen for them.
Right.
But when it comes to housing, when it comes to a kid's education, when it comes to a
Oh,
neighborhood
yeah.
getting jobs,
They're
there's
pushing.
always a way not to make it happen. So what I want to ask of all of you tonight, is a very special request. All right? Juanita is the organizer here. Okay? Juanita es la organizadora aquí. We are fighting. Estamos peleando con todo lo que tenemos. We're fighting with everything we got.
Right.
But what we got is just numbers. If we don't get together, if we don't take this seriously, if we don't do it from the bottom of our hearts, they're gonna run us out of town. They're gonna kick us out of here, and we're gonna be left out in the streets.
That's right.
This is the time for us to unite. This is the moment in time for us to get together and become visionaries. That tomorrow might be too late.
That's
Right.
And you know something else?
Yes, that's right.
You know something else? Mayor Spano may not be the only one that fought here. He just got here and compared to other mayors that have been here before. Probably what he needs to see is us getting together and show him that we mean business. Right?
So when we talked about the unemployment piece, because I'm going to come back to this, right? So what was the number again, Dorian?
26% Southwest Yonkers, 7.7% national unemployment average.
That's ridiculous. We're talking about a little piece of Yonkers compared to the whole U.S., right? That needs serious attention.
That's only 2 districts out of 6.
Right.
Well, really 3, because there are 3.
Now, the way they try to split it up is 2.
Right.
They're trying to redistrict it, and with the way they try to redistrict it, it'll be 2 districts.
So, for right now, because new lines haven't been done yet, it's the 3. But the point is that number's too high, right? And so again, special attention is needed around that, right? So Dorian, you made some recommendations that we want the mayor to do. Can you read those off again?
The recommendations for the mayor of the city of Yonkers is, 1, to establish a blue ribbon panel that will look into issues affecting the minority community, whether it's why the information isn't given to the minority community, or it doesn't get to the minority community when jobs are available, or if the fact that new constructions are going on in the city of Yonkers, why people in the low-income and minority communities aren't employed at these sites.
That's right.
In addition, you know, one of the things that I've talked to Juanita and other people about is the fact that if we have unions in Yonkers, why isn't an apprenticeship or internship program for the youth, where if Mulford's about to be destroyed, why not teach the youth how to do contracting in the process of destroying Mulford? Or if Cottage is going to be rebuilt, why not in the process of rebuilding Cottage, teach youth a trade that they can take with them? Because the only way for the society to move forward is to have a productive next generation, and if nobody has an education and moves themselves forward, it's not going to be productive, because everyone in this room, you know, including the youth, they're going to be dependent upon the next generation, you know, to hold them up. Whether when we get old, you know, or older, you know, we're going to be dependent upon, let's say, the youth to be in the community and keep our community safe. You know, if nobody has any finances and they're just, like Walter said, being a part of a gang, then our security is at risk. You know, so it's in our best interest that, you know, the next generation, in addition to us, because you can't instill, let's say, pride in the next generation unless you have it in yourself. So we currently need employment also.
So when I say something, you touched on something about Mulford Gardens.
Okay.
We were supposed to get that. I mean, we were trained for it at the Never Community, had everybody come fill out
Yes.
paperwork,
Oh,
to demolish Mulford Garden. And then when it came to demolish Mulford Garden, we never got to, nobody ever got to.
No one's up with that. Let me explain.
I remember
Okay,
that.
now,
That was disappointing.
they got the money in for the grant
That
to
was
do all
really
that training.
disappointing.
I'm gonna explain that to you, right? And they trained over 300 people, right?
I was wondering.
And wait a minute, and there was only 6 positions available.
Right.
But when I went to the site, I
wait,
seen,
no, wait, that's what I'm saying, okay? They trained over 300 people without letting them know. Everybody, trust me, okay, because I mean, all my boys, everything was like, yeah, we guaranteed a job, and we do this 2 weeks. Right? There was only 6 positions that they was gonna fill. And out of them 6, I think only 2 or 3 of them came out from people in Yonkers, okay?
Right.
But the only thing that they did give you is your OSHA approval. You did get your little certificate to be OSHA approved. So,
Now, can I jump on that?
Yeah.
Can I jump on that? Now, you said you were trained, Walter said his people were trained. CVH is an action-oriented organization. Now, if everybody that was trained was, let's say, a part of CVH, and CVH says, you're not getting employed, well, let's do an action. Let's go to Mulford and let's surround Mulford with people with the news cameras will come. 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 11. They'll be there. Well, let's go to City Hall. Let's take all the Moultrie, let's take all the Cottage, School Street, Slow Walk. Let's go to City Hall and say, all we want are jobs. So if nobody's going to step up and look out for themselves, because everybody's an individual. You don't have a job, you're an individual. You know, you talk to other people that don't have jobs. If there's no action to step forward and say, listen, we want that job. We are not trained. You know, the unions got their people in. Because I saw unions at the front gate with picket signs. And their people got in that site. Where were the low-income and minority people at that gate? You know, you need an organization like Community Voices Heard to start bringing people together. You said, well, where do you go from here? Well, you know, you see individuals coming together into an organization in order to establish, you know, a path to go into, a direction. And we need more people. You bring 4 more people, you bring them disgruntled people, everybody bring disgruntled people. They come in here, it gets organized. Within the city of Yonkers, there's other organizations that's been doing things, but not organized to the point that they stay vigilant on the issues. You know, like Walter said, if we gotta go to his house, if we gotta do an action, we'll come humble, you know, put the issues out. Next step is to make a little noise, next step is to go to your house. Nobody wants to look out their window.
And see 800 of us.
I see a whole bunch of blue shirts.
I give you a specific example. I'm a part of a union, and we didn't get a contract in the city of Yonkers. We went to Phil Amacone's house and walked his street. 400 people walked 200 feet for 6, 7 hours, stopping traffic and everything. If those people in the low-income, colored, minority community went and did that, there will be things done. If there's a constant, you know,
I agree.
look, you know, then things can be done. And that's what Juanita's saying. That's what Walter's saying.
Right.
You know, that's what we're saying here at
We have to
CVH.
we have to push the issue. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Exactly. So I mean, we talked about jobs, we talked about how high that stuff is. Val was saying about housing, right? Mal was talking about education, right? Mama Jones via Charmaine was talking about police brutality, right? And each one of those people said, we need to have a certain type of committee to study this more and say, look, we're coming with recommendations.
Civilian Review Board.
Right, exactly. So a civilian complaint review board, right? That's made up of people from the community. They hear those complaints from folks in the community, right? And they're saying, look, Mr. Mayor, police commissioner, you have to pay attention to this because this is a huge issue, right? When we're talking about jobs and we're talking about local hiring, when we're saying local hiring, we're saying, look, Pierre was trained. He has his OSHA certification. So why is he not working on a project here in Yonkers, right? So that ordinance, that law forces, right, unions not only to do apprenticeships, but forces developers to say, look, I've got 15 PRs ready to go to work.
Right.
Exactly.
In order to do business in Yonkers,
Yes.
you have to hire the 15 PRs.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
That sounds like something people want, right?
Right.
Does that sound like something people want to fight for?
Yes.
So that's something, that's one of the,
15, he'll grab what, 5?
exactly, so that's something,
They're gonna be building right down
if
the
they're
street.
building in your neighborhood, they should be building for the people to live in the neighborhood, to work in the neighborhood, right? That's the kind of stuff that we can ask the mayor to do and push him to do.
That's right.
They take
Right.
your taxes, right?
They take your taxes, right? Might as well take people to work too, right?
Yes.
And so I want to actually go back to that 40% number, right? So everyone keeps talking about how there's so much affordable housing in Yonkers.
It's not.
It's not, right? When you tear down a whole public housing unit like Mulford Gardens,
Right.
you don't have a lot of you don't have housing anymore,
No.
right? Because you're not building the same amount of units to move people back in,
No.
right? When you've got apartments, a whole apartment building
Yeah.
that were once affordable because they legally had to be,
Right.
but when they lose affordability and private developers come and say, well, we're going to take this over, but we're doing market rent,
Right.
there's no more affordable housing,
No.
right? So that 40% number starts to drop to 20,
Yeah.
maybe 15, maybe 10, right?
Right.
We need to start pushing to say, look, when you do this affordable housing ordinance that's supposed to make developers set aside a certain amount of units,
Yes.
that first of all, that 10% was what? What'd you say, Val?
It's too low.
It's too low, right? So 10% is not enough, right? If we say we want at least 25, and when you look at the income level, If you're building for housing for people that make 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, but in the area you want to build, people only make 23,000, well, they're not building for people that's here.
No.
That's right.
That's
right.
right.
Right? They're building for people.
They're building for Scarsdale.
Right. So when all these meetings are happening at City Hall and you get a call from us saying, look, you need to come, it's not just because we want to hear people talk. Because trust me, not all these meetings are happening.
Right.
Right? It's because they need to see people that look like this,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That are directly impacted by those issues, right? Saying, no, that's not gonna happen, right? When we have city council members that wanna stand for us and with us, we need to have their back, right? And then the ones who are against us, they need to see that there's more of us fighting against just the one of them, right?
Intimidation by numbers.
Right. So tomorrow, the mayor's gonna be giving his State of the City address, like we said, right? Yes, you get fancy blue shirts. Woo, fancy. So the mayor's doing. We'll model it later. On the back. Look at that. So the mayor's gonna be doing his State of the City address tomorrow, right? He's gonna be saying, like Carlos said in the beginning, waterfront development is happening. Ooh, fancy, right? The financial health of the city is improving. We got our important credit rating improved, right? But that's not. It's true. That stuff is happening. The thing is, he's not talking about the stuff that we're going through.
Right, that's right.
That part is not in the speech, right? And I'm not saying that Mayor Spano's a bad man. I'm not going to say that. I think he might have some good intentions. He just needs to be forced to have those good intentions.
Right.
And I think the people in this room, plus more people, can force him to have those good intentions, right? So that means tomorrow at 7 o'clock at the Larkin Library, right here, beautiful Riverfront Library, we all need to be there.
We will be there.
And more, right? And not to yell at him, because we're not going to yell at him.
No.
Not yet.
No.
Right? Unless he doesn't do what we want him to do. But he needs to see that this part of Yonkers cares, and we are a part of Yonkers.
Right.
It's not North Yonkers, it's not East Yonkers, it's not Southwest Yonkers or Southeast, it's all of Yonkers, and we're a part of it, right?
That's right.
Right? All right. So any final moments, because there's food here, and it's hot in here. No, a lot. Oh, wait, hold on. Phyllis hasn't said anything in that story. Go ahead, Phyllis.
Hi. My name is Phyllis, and I'm a member of Community Voices Heard.
Right.
I myself live at 80 School Street. On the 26th, there's gonna be a 5-year plan
Oh, shit.
that they're coming to talk about. And the 5-year plan, they're gonna try to privatize it. School Street.
Yeah.
That's right. They're gonna try to privatize it. Yes, they are.
That's right.
They're coming out to talk about privatizing, so that's gonna be some more houses that's going to people.
Green people.
Yeah, so I'm telling you.
They're going to that 60,000 bracket. We're gonna put it right there.
Yeah.
Hey, sweet.
So we get ready to do, they're gonna do the same thing they did in Moby, they promise us some shit, and there ain't nothing
They ain't
gonna
gonna do it.
happen.
Right.
Excuse me, they're gonna promise us some doo-doo, and ain't nothing gonna happen. Promise. I'm telling you. So the 5-year plan is gonna be on the 26th at 6 o'clock in the gym. So you wanna hear what's gonna happen? Yeah, come out, cause it's gonna happen. Trust me, it's going down. Nobody don't come out to say nothing. They're able to do what they're gonna do. That's right, that's what they're doing. Nobody don't come out. Even the people in housing don't even come out.
That's right.
Therefore, when they be knocking on their doors, giving them a plan.
Giving them an
About
address.
it.
Right.
You got 10 minutes to get your stuff.
Then they're gonna start caring. Then they're gonna
Just to give you a brief idea, right? Okay, just let me paint a picture for you. Okay, all the empty lots on Ravine, Woodward, Warburton, down over the hill, up on the hill, Elm Street, Oak Street, all them empty lots. If you allow them to sit there and build at that 10%, even that little 10% at 60,000 and above, right? That's for the affordable housing.
Okay.
So all the people that move in there, even though the first district and the second district are basically Democrat, in 15 years, in the redistricting that they're talking about, you will have 6 Republican districts in Yonkers.
Right.
Okay?
Then we out.
You understand what I'm saying? that's the way to put you, okay, so it's like, I don't care where you go, but you got to go somewhere. Okay, so it's time to stop them is right now.
Right.
Okay, before you build it, because if you build it and I can't move it, that means I can't stay.
No.
Okay?
Can afford it. You can afford it.
Okay. So Dorian's gonna close us out. Go ahead, Dorian. Okay.
I'd like to say this. Now, everybody came to the meeting this evening. There's individuals here, there's individuals in the community. What's the difference between, let's say, CVH and individuals are, people have information. CVH has a dedicated staff. They have people who can go and they do research. You know, it's like a union. I pay union dues so that my union protects me. They go, they lobby, they find out information, and then they provide, let's say, that umbrella to me so that I'm protected with them. CVH does research. They go out, they find out information. You know, you've heard different members say different things. You know, you might know a little bit about something, a little bit about something. We come together and everybody puts into the pot. There's members here that you don't even know are members. There's people that are unsung. This is like a thankless, they have a thankless job. You know, but it's really appreciated because when it comes down to getting that information, y'all look at the flyers. You know, you look at that information, there's good statistics on it. It makes you think. You go back home and you say, hey, you know, when your neighbors go, you need to check this out.
Yes.
What people need to do is come and be a part of CVH because CVH is for low income, minority, people of color, moderate income. It's across the board. I mean, even if people had money and they wanted to be a part of that, they'd be part of it.
we're here, and we ain't going nowhere.
Right.
That's for sure. We gonna be here.
And just a matter of the organization having more membership to become stronger, to be able to watch more, whether it's being at a city council meeting, or being at a planning meeting, or going to any of these neighborhoods and being at meetings where the government comes down. When the representation is there, the people in politics see it. The people in politics in City Hall right now know that only maybe 12 to 16% of the people in Southwest Yonkers voted last time.
Right.
Across town, 60% of the people voted. So, when you're looking at numbers in politics for re-election, the elected official's gonna look at, hey, there's 60% of the people over there, there's only 12% over there, I don't have to pay them attention, because win, lose, or draw, it's not gonna matter.
It's not gonna matter.
That's right.
These are statistics that CVH can put together, and it's not just local, because Yonkers isn't in a microcosm by itself, it sits on a planet. You know, and the affiliations that CVH has allows them the ability to get more information from different places. So, that information can be brought back to the local area. And, you know, you've come to a meeting this evening, and maybe you want to become members, maybe you need to go home and tell other people. If you don't want to become members, there's somebody back at the house, in the building, on the block, in that neighborhood, that needs to know about this, and needs to come and be here. So, on your way home.
And there's no reason for you not to want to become members, because what happens is, without this unity, no progress could ever be made.
Right.
The truth of the matter is, Juanita can't do miracles. She's not Jesus Christ. Her name is Juanita Lewis.
Right.
We need to understand that unity is a power on the joints. Without it, we don't have a chance.
Right.
The east side is unified.
Oh, yeah, they're united.
They are together. They are to get us out of this town. They don't like us.
That's right.
You know what? Doran just directed my attention to see a video which is in the library. It's called Brick
by Brick.
Brick by Brick. Please take a look at that video. You gotta know the history. You gotta understand something, that not every white person is racist.
Right.
You know, I have met wonderful people who are racist. I have met people who are black and racist. I have met people who are white that are racist. The issue is the people in power sometimes are racist, and they will not look out for you unless you unite. So we encourage you to be members of CVH. I'm a member of the CVH. I'm a busy person, but I always try to find time to be here and encourage my friends, because without all of us being together, it's meaningless. There's no
Unity by numbers.
So just to let you all know real quick, right? So, like I said, the mayor's giving his State of the City tomorrow, and we've been live tweeting, right? We've had someone here from the media to actually like take some of this stuff down as well. So the mayor's gonna see this. Yes, but we'll talk about that later. And and number three, the packet of information, or that everyone read, the mayor's gonna get that.
Okay.
So then when we have a follow-up meeting with him, we're gonna say, look, We had our own State of the People address, and these are the things that we need you to do, and we want you to do, and you're going to do. Somehow, we're gonna make you do it. So, he's gonna get that message,
Okay,
just like the same message you all got today, he's gonna get it.
okay,
Cool?
cool.
All right, so there's food in the back. Thank you for coming. It's been great.
And if everybody-
Yes, y'all better be here tomorrow, 7 o'clock at the library.
Unity.